you guys? It's Willa
and America.
And today is going to be our first story time.
Yeah, and today we have a special guest with us.
That is included in the story time. Drumroll.
Nobody knows her.
Hi. Adriana!
That's not my name.
It's Ariana. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. So, this is a story time on the time we went to Digi tour.
This is like 3 years ago, but it was like the best night of our lives.
Yeah, literally.
What is Digi tour?
Digi tour was like a tour of like all these YouTubers and Viners that like obviously went on a tour, and it was in San Antonio.
And the people that were gonna be at the show was Skate Maloli, Sammy Wilkinson, who is actually dating Stas right now. I don't know how to say her last name, but she's friends with Kylie Jenner, Arianareyesx, Ricky Dillon, Ricky Thompson, Kenny Holland, Caden Stevenson. Yeah. It was 12, 14.
December 12th.
We were 8th grade, and
Sophomore.
We were in 8th grade.
we were in 8th. Yeah, there was a basketball tournament, and I remember my mom had to write a note in order for her mom to be able to check me out of school.
So we went home, and we got ready at my house, and we were being really rushed.
Very rushed.
And we look like a piece of shit now that we look back on the pictures.
Yes.
And it took us like 2.5 hours to get there.
Because we ate at Mamacita's, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, and Wheeless's phone wouldn't charge.
At the time, my old phone was like a piece of shit. So it like worked for nothing.
Oh, well, let's go to the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
So
getting there. What was it called?
it was like a downtown club.
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
club, but what was it called? Tuten Capones.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were getting dropped off, and like there was
this
already
long-
like a long ass line,
There was a train too that we had to wait to
Oh.
pass in order for us to get by.
and like we didn't know where to fucking stand, but we ended up standing in like the meet and greet line.
Yeah.
But I remember when we first got off, like we saw the bus.
We were standing in the meet and greet line, and we were at the very end of it, so like it was like right there in front of this big ass fence, and right behind the fence you could see them getting out of the bus and going back into it. We saw Andrea, I think we saw Sammy. This guy came out with the blowhorn, and he like was like right up in our faces. He's like, okay, listen to me, like if you're in general admission, go to follow me this way, and if you're in meet and greet, you stay in this line. He like
And we kind of got there early, so like we were glad.
we thought there was a lot of people there when we showed up, but a lot of people showed up after us.
Yeah, and we ended up meeting like three
Really cool
girls.
people.
Like
Yeah.
they were pretty cool, and I mean we still follow them on Instagram, and we kind of like still have in touch with them, like whatever, like we like each other's pictures, like.
Oh, and fun fact, right next to the club we were at, Tyler, the creator, was there.
Yeah,
And he
like-
drove by us, too.
Once the Digi tour, like for us, was over, his was barely starting.
Yeah, and when we left, you could see all the people outside waiting to get in. And we, like, stood outside for 6 hours at least.
So they were finally letting people in. It was like leading up to like this stairs and like this patio place, and like we were there for like a minute or whatever, like a hot minute.
The lady had to come by and, like, scan the tickets, and she also had to, like, do a heart on us.
YouTuber, he was like friends with JC Kalen.
Oh, downtown Kenny Brown. He, I think, grew up with JC Kalen.
Yeah, and he was like there with his big ass camera vlogging the experience or whatever.
But we weren't in it.
Disappointed. Then we finally got in, and everyone was just like crowding around, like.
And we eventually found our way, like, kind of through the crowd, but there was so many parents there.
Oh my god, I remember.
Oh, it was so hot in there.
Oh, yeah, it was
And
so
like,
crowded.
yeah, and like these parents were like throwing a fit because like y'all shouldn't be over here. This is for the parents only.
We
like,
paid for
fuck
this
you.
section.
Yeah, okay, so I remember we, like, kind of got lost. Like, they were separating us through the crowd. And I remember we were trying to, like, get to each other, and I was, like, passing this, like, lady at this table, and she's like, we paid to get in here, what are you doing? And I was like, I paid to get in here, too. Like, there was, and I think the parents got to get in there before, so that's why they kind of felt like they had the upper hand, and I was like, we paid just as much as you did, so you could sit back down.
Yeah, and like everyone was just crowding around. Like I felt like claustrophobic. So like
Oh, yeah.
with those girls, the two girls that we were talking to, I they like followed us on Instagram or whatever, and I was like, yo, where are y'all? Like, I can't like be up here, like it's too crowded. So I ended up going in the back.
And then we also saw JC Caitlin's little sister.
Yeah, she was like standing like right next to us.
Yeah. You know, we like got to like squeeze in, and we had videos. If I have any pictures left over, so I'll like try to
Instagram.
dig them up. Like
I mean, we have pictures.
Yeah.
I still have the one I got of Andrea.
And like
Yeah.
it's so crazy that like we got to like actually see like Sammy and Skate, because now like they're like all blown up.
Ricky Dillon, which he's also a really well-known YouTuber.
We should just explain how we like
Yeah.
bumped into.
Okay, so while like some of them were performing, like not Sammy or Skate,
It was
but
Kenny that was
yeah, Kenny was performing.
performing.
So we were
So,
gonna go to the
to
merch.
So we went over there without any money.
One of the ladies that had like opened up the show, she was behind the merch table. She was like the one. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was like behind the merch table. Well, all of a sudden, something like we have our backs turned to the crowd, so we're like far away. And well, all of a sudden, like I feel something like shove me, and I turn around because I'm like, yo, like say sorry or something. And I turn around, and it's Ricky Dillon. Ricky Dillon ran into me, and he's like, oh, like he turns around, and he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And he like gives me a hug, and she was like, oh my god, can I get a selfie?
This whole like mob just crowds us.
Yeah,
I
and
was
like
like-
we're right there. Like it's Ricky, me, and America. Like we're three right here, and
Like
everyone's
we were
like,
the first people that saw him, and we're like,
yeah.
like
And-
my face in the picture is priceless.
And like all these people were like, oh my god, Ricky Dillon, like can I get a selfie? Can I get a selfie? And he's like, sorry to like burst y'all's bubble, guys, but I gotta go. Like I'm about to get up on stage, and so
Yeah,
They,
'cause,
like,
the
they
back-
made him go.
Yeah, like the backstage was like, okay, like
there was so many like walls
Different-
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird.
yeah. And what else? Then I think like all of our phones like died, and like so we went like where like the bar was or whatever, and like there was like charging stations. So
Yeah.
like I stayed there and like charged my phone because everything else was getting boring. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, and then like whenever Andrea and all of them were having to like go back and forth from the thing, they would have the bodyguards like come and stand. Like there would be a whole line of girls like on each side of the thing, and they'd have the bodyguards like right there, like holding them back as they could walk by. I was like, oh, like, dang it. Like,
Yeah, I tried to get Wheeless to take a picture with Ricky, but he was like right in front of our faces again.
yeah, and
and I
they
was-
wouldn't let me pass by. They were like, no, you gotta get back, and I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
and then finally like it ended, and we were all gonna go into the back because that girl was like, let's go in the back or whatever because everyone's gonna be back there. So we stood like by the fence, like closer to like where the
Yeah.
bus was at. And
The bus driver came up to us.
yeah, and like we were waiting for them to like come out or whatever, and like they never fucking did.
Yeah, like it took forever. Like we were probably out there for an extra 30 minutes, and then we ended up having to go because like it was gonna get late
Yeah.
anyways. Like we live almost 3 hours away. We get, or like, cause I remember we were leaving, and I remember the next day. So
Oh,
disappointed. We see all the pictures and
Oh,
selfies that
my
that girl
God.
took with them, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
We could have stayed inside for like an extra few minutes, and we probably would have met like
all
most
of them. Yeah, most of them.
I was
To
upset.
put it shortly, we were very, very sad.
sad.
But now we know, like next time if like we
Want to do anything like
were-
that?
yeah, like we'll
Just
know.
stay
like,
in there longer.
Yeah.
And sometimes you run into some like Ricky.
Dillon.
That was like the best moment of my life.
You know, Ricky may not remember that story because he sees fans all the time, but we will remember that forever.
It was special for us in that movie.
Yeah. Here's also another fun fact. Whenever Ricky did bump into me, I turned and I was like, oh my god, and I turned around and I was like, and she was like still looking at the merch. And I was like, it's Ricky Dillon, and she was like, like she shot, and I was like,
I was like so frozen in my spot, and then I was like, this is happening. So then I just kind of like, can I have a selfie?
Yeah, sure.
And then
Hey,
he goes, and I was like,
And she's like, her eyebrows, like her fucking eyebrows.
literally my face. I wish I had a better like-
picture. Yeah.
My God, it's falling, isn't it? I feel like
It is! Okay, Hey guys. Okay, sorry for the bad angles, but
Yeah.
we don't have a good setup. If you enjoyed our first story time,
There will be more if we can tell them.
yeah, if we can, go ahead and like and subscribe
And follow our social medias down below.
in the description
We'll
box.
probably add Ariana since she was a special guest.
Yeah, so we're gonna go.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Bye guys!